Alright, so the next part to talk about that I want to mention, there is drafting. So drafting is, which I'm going to demonstrate for you in another clip really quick. When you get behind a car and you're close enough to it, when you're following it from behind, you're going to get something called slipstream, which is like wavy lines that appear on the back of your vehicle. You can even see when other players get it as well. So if you see players in front of you getting the slipstream, that means they're drafting off of somebody that's ahead of them. And when you're behind somebody and you get that slipstream, that means you're drafting off of the person in front of you, which is basically going to give you a little bit more speed. So if you're right behind somebody and you get the slipstream, it's giving you more speed and it allows you to catch up, and it allows you to get more speed to where you can pass them, all right, where it'll happen automatically. I'm going to demonstrate that in the next clip, but I do want to mention one other thing that you're also going to notice in the race demonstration. There's something that's a passive mechanic that is called the catch-up mechanic. What that does is when you're falling behind in the race, the further back you are, the more speed you get. So the game, it runs like a rubber band from the person in first place to the person in last place. The further you are behind, the more speed you get to catch up. So if you die, no big deal. The game kind of handicaps where it gives you extra speed, and you get more from your speed bonuses and things like that in the game that helps you catch up to get back into the race, okay? So that way you don't have to panic. So the game was designed that way to help you out, to help players not give up so quickly. They can still make a comeback and actually still win. As long as they get back into the race and don't keep dying, okay? But I am going to, in the next clip, demonstrate both of these for you, so we'll get right to that right now. So I'm doing this casual race just to demonstrate the catch-up mechanic and also drafting, okay? So once we get going, I'm going to kind of do what I can. Here we go. So if players are driving straight, kind of like this, see those squiggly lines? That is slipstream. That means that the draft is active. So it goes away when you're not close enough. I'm not going to drift much at all. Well, I'm trying to not drift so I can kind of demonstrate more. So if you're going to be driving straight a lot as a beginner, drafting can be useful under these circumstances, okay? You can pick whichever route you want to go. Let's see. So let's see. I'm playing just very basic because I don't want to kind of do too much since this is a tutorial. I do kind of want to demonstrate stuff individually. But as you can see right behind them, it kind of gives you more speed as you're behind them. So if you follow behind and you get behind another car, you get a draft and it gives you more speed, okay? So, yeah, see, I'm still in third, fourth. I think there's somebody there. I'm just kind of playing very basic. These guys are way up there. So the catch-up mechanic, so when you have the catch-up mechanic is automatic. So if you're way in the back, it'll slowly give you more extra speed. Now, I will elaborate that you don't get a whole lot of extra speed with the catch-up mechanic when you're just driving straight like this, but I do want to point out that that you get it multiplies your speed when you're drifting, because you get a boost meter when you drift. So I'll do one drift here. So when I'm drifting, you see that green meter? When you straighten out, it releases and converts it into a speed boost, okay? I'm going to go more about the drifting part in its own video, but I'm just kind of demonstrating that really quick, okay? See, kind of what I did there, you don't want to kind of jump and chase the boosters. You kind of want to air dodge to them. I was just kind of keeping this very basic. Oh, I just realized I'm actually in the front. I didn't even realize that. Let's let them catch up. See, I did a drift and got a speed boost, and they all were way behind. So, yeah, but so if I wait a moment here, I'm just going to use the turbo, just kind of stay with the pack. The catch-up mechanic and the draft is not the be-all, end-all of strategies. You actually get more out of it if you do start a drift, okay? Because you're relying, in this game, driving straight is the wrong way to play. You really want to drift a lot. So on this straightaway, I would normally be drifting a lot. So see, I'm in 7th, but now watch what happens. If I kind of drift, build a drift meter, and I do a turbo, I'm already in the front. See, this is just night and day. Okay, so this is what you got to be doing. You got to rely on drifting. I'm going to go over drifting in another video. I just want to show you what's happening. But the catch-up mechanic kind of helps you tremendously when you're adding it with speed boosters, okay? Again, catch-up mechanic, and well, catch-up mechanic can be pretty solid, but the drafting is not a be-all end-all solution. When it comes to drafting, you are better off not chasing after a draft unless you are a beginner and driving straight, okay? Then you can rely on drafting. I say once you start getting better at the game to where you are just drifting all the time, which is what you should be doing to build speed boosts and such, that is what you should be focusing more on instead of trying to going straight, chasing after the draft, okay? So when you're drifting a lot, you get a draft, take it when you can, but don't make that like your main priority, okay? As a beginner, do it, but as you get higher, more advanced in this game, you're going to realize that the better the players get, the faster they go through the maps, which means less time for them to sit still enough for you to be able to get the draft, okay? So beginner level, drafting can be good. More intermediate, advanced level, the draft becomes less useful to chase after, I should say. If you get it, it can be useful, but only in the moments where you can get it, but try not to chase after it if it's going to throw you off your route that you're trying to follow, okay? Which comes to map knowledge.